Council meeting November 25th, 2024. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Scott. Councilmember Milner. Councilmember Underwood. Here. Mayor Exley. Councilmember Blackwell. Councilmember Taylor. Here. Councilmember Riley.
All right, tonight the invocation be given by John Madison. He's a student pastor over at Rankin First Baptist Church, and he remains standing for the pledge.
All right. Dear Lord, we thank you for the people in this room, Lord, their commitment to our city, Lord, and to what you have called them to do. Lord, I just pray this week that as we get into the season of Thanksgiving, that we can be thankful for what you've done in our lives, Lord, and that we can be thankful for the positions that you've put every individual in this room in, and may they just remember to honor you in everything they do, and may they be blessed by you in the guiding of the decisions and discussion that are made in this room this evening and moving forward for all the council members. Lord, we are grateful, and it's in your name, Jesus, that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, John.
Very good.
All right, we'll start off with approval of tonight's agenda. Motion in order.
Second.
I got a motion by Ms. Taylor. I got a second by Mr. Blackwell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, now we're gonna approve the minutes from the November 12th, 2024 minutes. Does anybody have anything on that?
Make a motion to approve the November 12th minutes.
I got a motion by Mr. Blackwell. I got a second by Mr. Milner. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, we'll move into, well, public comments. Obviously, comments shall pertain only to agenda items tonight. Should you wish to appear before council, those forms can be found in City Hall. And we'll move into our public hearing.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, we have the 2025 City of Rankin budget for our public hearing tonight. We've had 2 budget workshops on this, and I would like to go on record and thank Ms. Whitney Richland for her hard work on this budget. I'm gonna go through the fund names, and if y'all have any questions, Whitney's here to answer them if y'all have looked at it. The general fund budget for 2025 is $8,599,266. The police condemned fund is $30,000. The fire fund is $1,492,852. ARPA fund is $3,869,174. Hotel motel tax, $18,200. 2018 SPLOST fund is $825,000. The 2022 SPLOST fund is $3,922,000. And the T-SPLOST fund is $900,000 for a total of $19,656,492. If y'all have any questions, Whitney's here to help us answer.
I'd like to say thank you for the work you put into this. Very impressive.
It's been an adventure.
The 2018 T-Splosh, that was never spent.
So you guys have collected more in revenue than what has been expended to date? Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
So the 2018 SLOSS is $825,000. Are those outlaying projects we haven't completed?
That is correct.
But that's money that hasn't been spent, correct? It's probably, it's left.
Project waiting on those, is that to be reallocated, I guess is my question.
Yes. Proposed expenditures according to the referendum that was voted on by the budget or by the voters at that time. And that is on page. Let's see. 2 and 43. They're broken down by area of concentration for police, fire, water and sewage, and recreation.
The SPOS money is project specific.
And just so the public knows, what types of funds can that be used for? The SPOS.
Those are capital projects funds, so things that are capital in nature, having a useful life of usually 2 or more years and usually fall under a specific capitalization threshold, which I think Rankin's is 5,000, that one.
When SPOS first began, it was solely for drainage, streets and drainage. It's expanded so you can use it for other avenues, but it is project specific. Lost isn't project specific. You can use it for anything. Thank you.
That's right. Should be fine.
Numbers, but.
Oh, I'm sorry, of the budget packet. 42.
The revenue.
packet.
Whitney.
Fine with all that.
Anybody have any other questions for Whitney? Thank you.
All right.
Rob?
Thank you, Whitney.
When will you do?
All right, with that, we'll close the public hearing and move on to the consent agenda under Mayor Exley.
If everything looks good on the consent agenda, I will ask for a motion as the consent agenda is written to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
And second it.
Got a motion by Ms. Taylor. I got a second by Mr. Milner. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. All right, we'll go on to new business. Number 1, which would be the first reading of the proposed FY 2025 City of Lincoln budget.
Yes, sir. We just had a public hearing on this. I asked y'all approve it on the first reading, please.
Motion by Ms. Underwood. I got a second by Ms. Riley. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Number 2 under new business, request approval to award the bid for the City Club at Lost Plantation Park Path repaving project to Phillips Paving Company. Mr. Morgan?
They have all this in there, right?
Yes, sir.
Right before y'all's last meeting on the 12th, we bid the cart path paving project out at City Club. And as you can see, in the recommendation letter and the bid abstract, that was prepared by us, we received 3 bids, one from Phillips Paving, Platinum Paving, and Coastal Empire Concrete. And you see the numbers. The low bid was from Phillips Paving for $1.778,550. They were the low bid, and I've attached a copy of their low bid. And we're just asking for y'all's consideration of this project.
I have a question on this. As part of this process, if there are changes, does the city get charged for those changes?
If if it's a change that's requested by the city or by Joe and his staff or something that we run into, we'll bring it back to you or the city manager if he has the ability to handle those change orders
And do we
below a
know-
certain threshold. But if it's something that they do wrong, we inspect the project as they build it and we approve their pay request. They submit their pay request and we do our inspection report along throughout the 90-day construction schedule. And if there's something that's wrong, they are required to fix it. Unless it's an act of God.
Is there a general fee, and what is that cost for that generally for if, say, Rincon wants to make a change? Is there like an upfront fee to do that change, or?
This is a unit-based contract. In the bid schedule that they presented to us, we have a line item for just about everything we can figure in this project, whether it's grading, clearing, demo, concrete, striping, tree removal. We have a unit price already in here. So if it's something that falls under one of these line items, we already have a unit price, and it's a quantity-based project change order.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a question. The low bid is $338,000 below the next highest bid. We'll do all of this per specs.
Yeah, I can answer some of that too, because the company that is completing the work owns their own concrete company, so it's kind of hard to compete against them.
Yeah.
They bid it with their, with their.
Receive plans, but when I send out the bidders list, some of them withdraw. Sometimes when they see who's on the list, they'll withdraw because they know they can't compete.
We've done business with this company.
I think Phillips has done some Elmig road paving maybe back in the 15s, 16s. But I've worked with them on other projects and they're a reputable concrete company.
I've worked with them before, also they're good.
I noticed on the bid abstract, you got stormwater pipe for hole number 4. Is that the only hole that's, because I know there's some areas on the cart path that do flood quite often. Even when it's just running the irrigation system, it floods or makes a huge puddle.
No, that was one that we added because Joe had pointed that out to us, and at the last minute, we went ahead and included it, so we had a line item in there in case there was another grade in, we had a ditch in, we had to add or length of pipe, so we already had a number for it. The other major area of drainage concern, as you can see, we have the general, we have the clubhouse, the driving range, and then we have behind hole 17 green.
Well, I know, I think it's hole 15 on the fairway, about halfway down. Even when the irrigation system runs, it'll flood out the cart path and the carts are going around it.
No, through this process, just so we wanted to try to get this in before the last meeting, and we weren't able to. So we had to wait 11 days, but no, during construction, if Joe finds issues that we want to add to it, we will handle that through the city manager, get a price from the contractor if we see something we need to add during construction.
The only concern is not so much its cart path, it almost goes over into the residents' homes backyard, the 2 homes.
17 does.
Then that one on 15 does too, but.
We could swell it a different way.
Yes, once
It
we
needs
get out there
drainage.
and start working, we can identify a solution for it.
But yeah, that might be, one of the change with, notice was we might need, Mr. Milton was questioning earlier.
And one of the things that I wanted to add is, this council done a heck of a job on picket fences and coming up with picket fences, and that's where these dollars are coming from, was the extra T-SPOS money coming from picket fences. So we did a really good job of, coming up with pricing. I know pricing is gonna come out with picket fences, but we've had a couple of quotes, and those quotes fit into the money that we got in T-SPOS. So that was a great job of doing that.
So, and that was the question I wanted to ask. So the funding for this comes from the T-SPOS line where we budgeted so much for picket fences and we've got that reallocated to the.
Just out of curiosity, which front 9, back 9, just curious. started.
Yes, we're shutting down the front first, and we're gonna have 10 through 18 open. They're gonna finish the front, then we're gonna open the back, close the front, or vice versa.
Yeah,
And, yeah, we'll do them 9 at a time. That's the only logistically. And this is kind of a unique project because they can't drive their concrete trucks all the way down the fairway to do this. They're gonna have to Georgia buggy it in, pump it. And I made it very clear to them that that needed to be incorporated into their price, access and the time constraint on this project, because Joe needs his course back by the 1st of March. So
yeah.
we got a 90-day time schedule on it, and the access is only from specific limited areas. And we don't want them to disturb and mess up the course and the condition that's in that. Very nice.
We seem to do well
This is
so far.
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Randy. Yeah, okay.
You having fun yet?
And Joe, y'all might, since you're closing the front 9 first, where was that hole that we were gonna explore the purple pipe and, irrigation line to some of the residents? Could we?
That was 17.
By 17, we're okay, so on 17, we could look at that. While they're got everything sort of forward, is that possible to do that at that time? With a different contractor for it?
We could talk about that, but
Yeah.
after we had talked about that at some previous meetings, Alec Metzger, who works with me, got with Mr. Bowles, and the plans, and we have to look and see. Some of these lines out there are pressurized and some of them are not.
Right.
They're on timers.
Right, yeah, because of the valves.
And we would have to make it to where it could be valved off, or we might have to put in our own pump, a separate pump. We might could get some reuse out of the line that's out there, but we'd have to run a separate line with separate irrigation to the residents along that hole and put in a separate pump, or maybe a pump per resident to kind of see, maybe
just
you want
trying-
it, Ms. Michelle doesn't want it at the same
Right,
time,
yeah.
that kind of thing. So
I'm just trying
it's
to
a,
figure.
it's
do
doable.
that on one hole,
It's
to explore that possibility of doing that while we're doing the cart path, because it's gonna be, the course will be closed and everything. So we still have time to work on that if we're starting on the front 9.
Sir.
So work with Joe on that.
And I just so happen to have a bus stop right at the cart path. It's the one on Keller, that goes there by the Moss's house. And
Pole 8.
and there's a tree that sits right on that cart path. I thought we were gonna kind of cut trees back away from the path.
We're still in the process.
Okay,
He got around to 7, he did some on 18, and, he's still doing it now. So, ongoing process.
Yeah, it looks good too. I wrote it. It's cleared out. In some places where I've never seen it cleared out, so.
I know, I appreciate it, because a lot of those was affecting my game.
You gotta leave something hanging out there, bud. All right.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion by Ms. Riley. I got a second by Mr. Blackwell. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right. New business number 3, request approval of a resolution to amend the City of Lincoln stormwater utility user fee credit manual.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council, this one's on me and legal counsel. On this 30-page document, we just like one minor tweak. That's for the stormwater user-free charge to offer a credit to measure it with runoff related to the property. That just helps us and the city employee who has to make these decisions when applications are made, have flexibility to measure it with facts on the ground. So instead of it being all or nothing, it can be pro rata to meet what's going on and what they can prove. So it's not changing the standard, it's just giving flexibility in the rare circumstances you would want that. So we recommend it and ask for it.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion by Ms. Riley. I got a second by Mr. Blackwell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. New business number 4, request approval to cancel the December 23rd, 2024 regular scheduled city council meeting.
Sir, I ask you to approve this, please.
Motion approved.
second.
I got a motion by Mr. Milner. I got a second by Ms. Underwood. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
You're free to park to the movie.
So guys, after talking with, Mr. Byrd, one of the things that we had talked about running this meeting a little bit more efficient, is, you know, the administrative team is gonna be sending us their reports. Instead of them kind of coming up to the podium, if we have anything based off of those reports, if you would like to ask questions to them, we'll have them come forward, but if there's no questions for them, then obviously we would just move to get through the administrative reports. Mr. Byrd, is that your request?
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve.
Yeah. Right. I was about to say so.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. When they submit the reports to y'all, guys, if y'all have questions, write them down, and then they'll be here to answer them. But what it does is get into an open forum and an open meeting with employees, and it prolongs the council meeting, and then some things we don't need to discuss in open forum.
And Mr. City Attorney, do you agree with that process?
Yes, sir.
All right. I had, do you have anything else, Mr. Manager?
I have for executive session.
Okay, I wanted to add, I know I got, Mr. Morgan in here, but the groundbreaking, I seen the signs in there and it reminded me today that we have the signs for picket fences. I'd like to get those signs up, at the entrance to where we're gonna do it. And, you know, Mr. Morgan, maybe you could speak with Mr. Herndon about setting that up for that groundbreaking, because I think it's important that we go ahead and get that done before the end of the year, where they can reach out to Bro and Omnitrax and that group, and we can go ahead and have that groundbreaking. I know Alex said we're teetering on, you know, putting it out to bid right now. So, you know, we need to get that groundbreaking done and move forward. That was a campaign promise, and
And yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, I'm fine with that. I just want to give y'all one quick update on the bidding. The plans are done, the bid documents are done. The plats and the plans have been sent to the city attorney and to Brant Herndon, for them to review. We need 2 easements, one from Omnitrax and the IDA and one from the Sharpleys. The plans have already been submitted to the Corps of Engineers. Plans have already been submitted to the county for the LDA for the portion of progress in the county and for a right-of-way permit for the work inside the right-of-way at McCall Road. We can bid this thing anytime y'all want to, but if y'all remember, when we did the State Route 21 sidewalks, we bid it before the DOT permit was approved and it lagged a little. Luckily, the contractor kept his price, but we don't want to, not knowing how long it may take for everybody to agree on the easements.
Yeah.
I don't want to bid it and then wait 6 months, because then they won't honor their bids. So the bidding is kind of tied to Brant and the attorneys
okay.
getting Omnitrax and Sharpley to be on the same page as we are. And if they are, then we can bid it.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to Brent tomorrow.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, because the Sharpleys have already agreed to the easement, because we agreed that what we would do is whenever they got ready to sell or rezone, that we would be in favor of commercial, residential, or whatever they want to do on that right of way. So, I mean, you know, if you want to reach out to them and go ahead and.
I'll
complete
reach out to
that.
Brent tomorrow.
Yep, and let's go ahead and close that, because I think everybody's.
Easement language's been approved, we just need the signature. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Omnitrax already approved, they already approved, they're the ones that ask us to take that route. So
Yes, sir.
we know that that's a done deal.
We're clear, we just need the collection.
Okay.
And work with Brant and Mr. Byrd to, one on each end or just one on one end?
No, just one
One on the picket
on
fence?
the picket fences.
All right.
Doug, since you're
Yes, ma'am.
standing up there,
Mhm.
can you give us well, first, thank you for Veterans Park. I know you
Yeah.
worked with Brad, and very hard to get this done.
It all goes to them, Brad and ACC and Clay Morgan and Rain and Shine. They are the ones that got out there and made this happen.
Good.
That's amazing.
It's amazing what they've done, and we saw Brad today and thanked him. You'll thank Clay, I think they're gonna be at the lighting?
Yeah, he told me, I was out there and he came up and spoke with me and I told him how beautiful it was and he'd be proud. And I said, you need to come to the tree lighting. He said, I'm gonna be there.
And I think Blake's coming too, so that'd be nice to have them
Yeah.
there. Can you give an update on McCumber and what's going on up there? I did one complete.
All the majority of all the fence work, the vertical stuff that was in Project B, that was ACC's initial upfront project that we had to get done. All the concrete backstops are done, the fencing is done. And now, once he got to a point, Penco got pinholstered on Project A, the concrete and drainage has moved in, and they have been hitting the ground running hard until Friday. They were putting in some storm pipe Friday and they hit some, power lines and some lines that we don't know what they are. We had to get Georgia Power. Anyway, long story short, they're shutting down the park, fields 1 through 4 tonight. The electrician is gonna, resolve and run a new line and a conduit for the Musco lighting on field 2 from the transformer to the Musco panel. And once that's done, until that's done, which it should be in another day or two, the concrete kind of pour is on hold for a couple of days because we don't want to cover up anything that's not working with concrete until we know 100% that the concession stand work, every light, every scoreboard works. We had a water line bust for something that was in the ground for many, many years that was needed repair. It was leaking. Luckily, they busted it. We fixed it. And now we're just waiting on the electrician to finish some of the minor electrical lighting issues before we cover it up with concrete.
The additional fencing, we approved that, is that on hold? What's going on with the additional fencing?
You have to be more specific.
It's 5 through 8.
The old section where we were doing all the entryways, because
That's all been removed and it will be done. It hadn't been done yet, but yeah, it's all been removed. And he has the fence is already out there to do it. And they had some left over.
I think they were gonna secure the gates so people couldn't get in. If the rec department will secure the park at night, they need to be able to shut all the fields off. So they had to add some gates for the outfield entries were.
We did. We had those in the original bid. Some at the main entrance to the parking lot where that 4-foot fence was. We're putting a 6-foot fence in with a double gate. And we made some modifications to the fencing where the 2 parks join between field 3 and field 5 and 6.
It looks good.
It's coming along. It's coming along.
It's gonna be nice. We were out there today.
And I did have a business owner in town, and I'll wait to let that out, but come out and talk to me about the park that's inside there. They would also like to do a sponsorship of the park and provide some money for cover at that park that's inside McCumber,
The playground?
the playground.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the little
awesome.
playground inside
Oh,
there.
okay.
So that's another place. I think we have the wrong, sand is not, a legitimate base anymore for, playgrounds. So that's something that they've talked about as well.
Only tough kids like us when growing up could do the same.
It's because we used to eat it.
Yeah, the cats.
Yeah.
Just to update you, I reached out, I wasn't at the last meeting, but Keith Rose with Georgia Power is working on your lighting plan for 9th Street.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And he's working on, follow up on that. I had lunch with him last week. He's working on changing out, they're gonna do change outs through citywide and Guyton. They're gonna start on subdivisions. So all the halogen lights will be changed out to LED lights. And he's gonna run a thing down 9th Street. I know that was the, add more lights down
Yeah.
9th Street out to Blue Jay. So he's working on that also. So that's under.
There's also 2 banners
At City Hall.
at City Hall. If somebody can, help out with that tomorrow, get a banner put up at the end of Rankin at city limits, and then one at the Springfield side. That's got all the information for tree lighting and the skating and all that. So all that information's on both of those banners. So we just need to get it.
Mr. Mayor, if you just give me the locations you want, because I don't want to go put them up and then you call me and I have to go move them.
Yeah, what do y'all think? I mean, I know DeWitt right there on the corner of Chimney has that's where our Rankin, City of Rankin sign is. But you think we put it over there somewhere right at the end of,
Shouldn't be coming into it.
yeah, coming into Rankin.
From both ways.
Yeah, so we just have to think about where we put it.
I'll get with you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys just send me a text or something where y'all think it may go, and then we can do that. Because it's two banners, I don't know whether it's double sided or
I
not.
don't think they're double.
If they're not double sided, then we gotta make a decision on if we want one on each side or something.
One on the right-hand side coming in
Yeah.
from Port Wentworth, and then one on this side coming in from Spring.
That's,
Back
that
to
would
the
be what
lighting,
I think.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking? We'll just figure out what the city limit line is and go from there.
back to the lighting, Mr. Byrd, you said that Joe Power is gonna replace all the city lights with LEDs.
Yes, sir.
What about, like in my subdivision, we have decorative light posts. It's got like a lamp post with four-sided glass.
They'll change
And
it.
it has a bulb in there now.
If it's a Georgia Power light.
Yeah,
They
they,
would change it out to LED.
okay. Yeah, I just
And that-
didn't know.
That's done at no cost to us. It'll be a contract that comes through, but it's the replacements at no cost. Now, the going out to Ninth Street,
That's,
Ninth
Yeah,
Street and Blue Jay will be extra.
yeah.
But only the extra lights, they won't charge us for
No.
changing out the
No.
extra.
Okay, that's great.
Since we're on Ninth Street, that easement for the sidewalk,
Yes, ma'am.
We got it?
you got it?
Great.
Hallelujah.
So,
How many-
Early Christmas present.
the contract is gonna get them.
We are in agreement with it, and so he's gonna sign it.
Also, we had I was contacted today by a past council member that was, really appreciative of what we do at Veterans Park. We had a family member that was, a veteran, and, he asked about what we were gonna do with the bricks out there. And so I kind of explained to him, I thought the best thing to do was see if we can get those engraved that are out there. If we can't, we gotta find a paver that we can engrave, and then we will go through all 77, do the engraving, and then give those 77 back to those families that have those bricks. If you guys are in agreement with that,
Yes, sir.
we can go down that road once we get started.
There's been-
And if you guys have any, the flag thing has been really tough. We got 4 flag poles out there, but we can't put an American flag up there with 3 other flags that's the same height. So there's gonna have to be a 5th flag pole put on the left end of those flag poles. It's gonna be that'll be a 40-foot flag pole, 8 by 12, United States of America flag. And then the 4 flags will be the 4 branches of the armed service. Will go
That's good.
underneath that, but we're gonna put the American flag that we have for the Christmas tree lighting, because it just has to be there by itself. So we'll just put it on one of those poles and that'll be it.
The fifth flagpole, will it be independently lit?
It will have to be lit.
Yes, it would have to be.
It has to be, or we have to pull the flag down.
But
Every
You
day.
know it has
Yeah,
to be.
but they-
I just can't.
it will be lit. but They said that. Flag.
Brandy, they have to adjust those, is all he said they would do is adjust those 3 lights in the back to get that set. And,
But if it's not substantially lit, we will put
we'll put them there, set the light up.
you have to have it lit and fly it all.
Right.
Any more questions? Anybody got anything? Staff, anybody got questions for staff? If not, motion's in order to move into executive session. Got a motion by Ms. Riley, I got a second by Ms. Taylor, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion passed.
Well,